I'm here tonight because you wanted me to be.
We have radiation!
Do I have 100 bottles of beer on the wall? I have 56 bottles of beer on the wall. Nope. No, I have 106 bottles of beer on the wall. 106 bottles of beer on the wall doesn't roll off the tongue. It makes a clunky sound in your mouth. I'm just gonna stop this right now.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? 1 second. Nice chill music and everything. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Good morning. Happy Monday. How are y'all doing today? No. It looks like we've got some music going. Can you guys hear that? Good morning, everyone. All right, so sugar flowers. All right, guys. Yeah, this is the first time I've streamed this exact thing, so we'll see how it goes. I'll show you a little bit. All right, so over the weekend, is the music louder than me? Is that better? Is the music quieter? I think my microphone's a little messed up because... Hold on. Is that better for the microphone? No. See, the problem is I'm not screaming. So hopefully y'all can hear me okay. So we have... Oh, I still have my green screen filter. Hold on. How is there a green... Wait, is there a green screen filter? I'm watching my stream very delayed. Oh yeah, it's green. Hold on. I need to turn it off. Oh. Okay, perfect. Okay. Because I can't do green leaves if we can't see them. So I made some ivy leaves over the weekend, and we've got some lily petals, and we're gonna put those together. I'll show you guys how I color them, and how I put it together to be a it's sort of like a stargazer. I'm trying to think of what the actual name is. I think it's a stargazer lily. But we're gonna start from the beginning, and I'll show you guys how I make those. And we'll go from there. So all right. So the first thing I have here. Oh my gosh! Hello. Welcome in. Ah. I'm gonna turn fire back down a little bit. Scares the crap out of me. Fine. Good morning and welcome in. Thank you, Sparkly, for the host. Welcome in, Spirit of the Wolf Boy. For this very special stream, I'm normally a horror streamer. This is not something I usually stream, but this is by popular demand from my stream. Everybody contributed a lot of channel points to this, so here we are today. So this is a dusting pouch. It might look like a a women's sock, but it is in fact a dusting pouch. It actually is a woman's sock, but that's okay. It's like a nylon. It's like a knee-high nylon. Brand new, never used. Trust me. This is something I always told my class. You know, go to the dollar store and get these because they make the best dusting pouches. And then it's filled with powdered sugar and cornstarch, and you get a nice like light layer of powdered sugar, which keeps things from sticking. So that's what that's for. And now I have really nice white powdered sugar hands. You do not do this while wearing dark clothes. Let me just tell you that. So we have our rolling pen. This is a nylon one, so it's also hopefully less sticky than a normal one. It's also super smooth, so it doesn't leave any pattern behind. Wooden rolling pens tend to leave, no matter how smooth they are, they tend to leave a little bit of a wood pattern, wood grain, which is interesting. We have our ball tool here, which we'll get to in a bit. We have some cutters of different kinds. I have a veining tool, which I won't be using a ton today, but we'll use it a little bit. I have a special pad that I use here. This helps when we're connecting the wires to the flowers, so I'll show you how that works. We have wires, we have all kinds of other stuff. So we're gonna start with a lily. So let me grab some. So I am making sugar flowers. We are making sugar flowers. This is actually for a 50th wedding anniversary. So this is gum paste, which is a sugar paste that is stretchy, and we have to warm it up and knead it. You'll see as the more I knead it, the stretchier it gets, and that's what we want. We want it nice and stretchy and smooth. And when it's cold, it breaks. So yeah. The biggest thing with sugar paste is it does dry out very quickly. So you have to work fast and you have to keep it from being too exposed to air. So I think you can't. That's just out of I have a cup that I put over top of it that just helps keep the air off of it. All right, we're gonna dust this and get it all non-sticky. And I start out by making a little bit of a log. I'm gonna press it straight down. I'm gonna turn it this way so that I can work. And we're gonna roll it out. The biggest thing with this is rolling it thin. So that's a good start. We're gonna now carefully peel it off, and it leaves this like vein line, which we will use later, but we're gonna roll this even thinner. Sticky. A little bit of a V here that I don't really want. I can get rid of it. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Thank you so much for the follow, Peter Matthews. I appreciate you. Welcome in. There is a Pokemon in chat, you guys. Woo. Hold on a second. Okay. Yes, so this is for a 50th wedding anniversary cake that is for next weekend. So, all right. So you basically are making it so it's paper thin. You can see a little bit how thin it is. I don't think it'll show up on camera. I was gonna see if I had something that you could see through it. Oh, maybe. I don't know if it'll show up on camera. Can you guys, oh yeah. You can see the Bean Boozled through it. That's how paper thin it is, you guys. That's how thin we want it. And then we're gonna take our cutter. That's about right. Nice. All right. Oh, take on this side is my veiner, and there's, you can't really see, you can see a little bit more on this side, but there's another veiner liner on this one. So we're just giving it a light press to give it some lines. You won't really be able to see this until later. I don't think, no, you guys can't see that. It's fine. It makes a difference later. This is a thin piece of foam. It's kind of a stiffer foam. And this is where our ball tool comes in. Kind of hold it like a pencil. We're gonna go right over the edges and we're gonna make them even thinner. The biggest mistake people make when they're doing this is they hold it down because it's moving around and people don't like to have to adjust. If you hold it down, you will rip it. You cannot do that. But you see how it's starting to thin out and it's ruffling. So this is even thinner. Just like that. And now because this is a white petal, we're going to use a white wire so that way it doesn't show through. If we used a green one, it would want to show through. So this is vodka. Vodka is the best thing to use. You can use water as well. You can use a vanilla. Water tends to be a little too wet. The reason why we use alcohol is it evaporates really quickly and so it doesn't get it overly wet. Put it right up against that and we're gonna push it over and stick it together. Oop, I just bent my wire, hold on. Just like that. And then I'll show you this first time. Water is a little too watery. Yeah. Vodka, alcohols evaporate faster. So I have this wave former here and it has a variety of shapes. And so what we do is we flip this over. Oop. We try not to do that. Hold on. I'm going to rewire it. All right, so then we put it over and we're gonna curve it a little bit. You can do it a couple of different ways, but we're gonna give it a little bit of a curve and it's gonna dry that way. I'm just gonna show you the one because I have to have it out of the way. I can't move it every time. All right, cool. So for this flower, we have to do that like 6 times. So we're just gonna keep going. So I have 2 different sizes. For this one, I like to do 3 small and 3 larger because if you look at the actual flower, that's kind of the way it is there's 3 on the inside and 3 on the outside. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. I found when I was teaching classes, I've actually taught cake decorating and sugar flowers. I taught for about 10 years. And if students use water, they tend to use too much of it. And you don't, it's, all it does is when you use too much water with sugar, it just melts the sugar. And so then you just have this sugary puddle that is just a mess, and you really don't want that. How many flowers do I have to make? Well, I don't really have a set number for this particular project. I'm probably gonna do 3 of the large flowers, and probably I'll probably need 30 to 40 fillers. Yeah, it's a lot. And now I realize why my hand is so sore today. It's from doing all of this over the weekend. I'm like, oh, found the pressure points. The biggest thing is to keep checking and keep dusting, but really light dusting. Again, it's just kind of like with water. If you dust with too much powdered sugar and cornstarch, it dries it out faster. If you use too much water, you get a watery mess. And so definitely knowing how much to use and how much to be careful with water and powdered sugar is very, very important. So yeah, thankfully there's only 3 large flowers in this, and the large flowers aren't too bad. It's the little ones that take a lot of work. We're gonna make a bunch of them on stream today too. I'm gonna show you guys how all that works. You only want the stem part to go up about no more than halfway, really. So there we go. And again, with the work really fast, if you take too much time, then it tends to dry out, and you get like a snake skin sort of look to it when you try to thin out the edges with the ball tool here. This is when you get a snake skin. You'll get like this weird snake skin finish because it dries out too much, and then you squish it and you get the dried parts crack and the fresh part underneath shows. And so that's like the biggest mistake I see people make when they're working with sugar flowers, is they just take too long to work with things. It's very easy to do when you are learning, and it's probably the worst part about learning. There we go. Flip that over. I'll show you guys how I color them as well. 30 little ones. Probably, we're gonna do, I'll show you guys those in a little bit. Also, I'm filling with ivy leaves, so it'll kind of be a combination of those, of little flowers and ivy leaves. It's amazing how fast you go through the little things. Thank you for the caffeine. I will caffeine. I appreciate that. It's hard working in this little area. Just trying to make sure I get a good press down into the veiner there. because that's the most important part of the start here. I got some folds I don't want. That's okay. Pretty much as far as this cake goes, the sugar flowers are pretty much the entire decoration of this cake. So that's why there's so many usually, and they wanted it really simple. Oftentimes, I know 30 sounds like a lot. It's actually very, very few. I've done wedding cakes that are a few hundred sugar flowers. And you'd be surprised at what that actually looks like in the end. Not as many as you'd think. Okay, so here's number 3 for this one. The veining doesn't have to be perfect. It just gives it a little texture before that you see when you start coloring it. The key to using the ball tool also, in addition to just letting it ride, is that the ball is actually slightly more on the foam than it actually is on the sugar. Most people want to put it like on the sugar directly, but then you tend to just rip it. You're just gliding it along right on that edge. Oh. Perfect. All right. Hoping for music that didn't have There we go. I think we'll just do that song on repeat because we've got a nice comfy vibe to it. That's what we want here. Something cozy. I find the words distracting at the moment. Ever made apple pie? Well, yes. Yep. Oh. Hi, Udi. Apparently I forgot to take that off. It's fine. Udi streams are great. We love our Udi. Okay. I love my Udi. I was wearing it right up until I started streaming today. We had an Udi stream the other day. The last stream I did, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, we've done the 3 small ones now, so now we're going to do the large ones. So I'm going to move that one over and move this one here. Oop, get over there. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. Wait until we get to the color parts. It'll look, I love these flowers. They come to life when we get to the end and actually get to putting them together. They're really cool flowers. I love doing these ones actually. Even though there's a lot of petals and they're all individually made, it just makes it come out really cool looking. Almost there. This one needs to be a little thinner. The thinner you get it, the better. That's the other mistake people make in the beginning when they're first doing sugar flowers, is that they don't roll it thin enough. It's very hard to get it as thin as you need in the beginning, but if you have it too thick, it won't look real. And for me, realism is part of why I do this. So I like my flowers to look as real as possible. And there is a better way to do the back part. But for the most part, for my purposes for this one, this is just fine. Most people don't see the backs of them. So unless I'm doing it for a competition, I tend to just do it this way because it's easier and it takes less time. But if I was doing this for a competition or for other special circumstances or something, I might do the backs of these a little different so that they look a little bit more realistic on the back side. But unless, like I said, unless it's for a competition, nobody really looks at the backs of the flowers. Yeah, so the back side is not important. Hi, Hungry. How's it going? Thank you for the emotional support, Teddy Sparkly. We do have that turned off today for obvious reasons. These wires are so thin, which is good. But it's also very easy to push them out of place by accident. There we go. That down. Yeah. Combat cooking. That would be great. That would be great. I don't need to throw these guys across the room. They're delicate enough as it is. Hi, Short Master. Thanks for the ghost laugh. Yeah. So this is the sugar flower stream that everybody redeemed points for. I am also going to be planning a cooking stream.
Paint me yellow and call me a banana.
Yellow and call you a banana. All right. We are... Oh, we missed the sparkly death scream. I think you guys did them at the same time. I'll try to get to that one in a minute. My mouse is under my sugar flowers, you guys. I can't use it. I know. Hi, Short Master. I know. I was gonna try to set up a face cam for this too, so I could just talk to you guys. It feels really weird not having a camera on my face. But it did not work out. Plus the fact that I'm moving a lot in order to be able to do what I'm doing. And this is the important part. So y'all get to see my hands today instead of my face. All right. It's important to keep it from sticking. Almost thin enough. My poor hands. Rand! Rand, my friend. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hopefully my alerts are working. Hello, Raiders. Welcome in. This is a very different stream for me. I hope you guys enjoy it. Hold on. I lost my center. Welcome in. My name is Cake. I am a variety horror streamer, believe it or not. But today we're doing a very special stream, which was requested by my viewers, and it is a sugar flower making stream. So we are making sugar flowers today. Right now we're working on some stargazer lilies, and I can't stop or it's gonna dry out. I'm like, all right, can't stop, must keep going. So welcome in, everyone. Lovely to see you too. Thank you for bringing your community in. I appreciate you. I had fun watching you play Minecraft earlier. I love Minecraft. I love Minecraft. It's great. I may not stream it anymore, but it still has a special place in my heart for sure. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. It's just a lot of, I know some of this is just repeating the same thing over and over and over again until we get enough to make the flower. It is. I find building in Minecraft to be super relaxing when I'm stressed. So it is my go-to. Like, I mean, just because I'm building in it doesn't mean I'm stressed, but when I am stressed, it's kind of my go-to. Okay, there we go. So there's 2 of the big ones. There we go. That'll work. Sorry, having to place it. The bot is taking it out. I don't know what is up with Firebot. Firebot is just super slow this morning. Good morning, Maya and Rev. Welcome in. I saw it's Eversat earlier and Mint. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. So yes, sugar flower stream. That is what we're doing today. We need to do one more large one. The other key to doing sugar flowers is you always make extra because they are incredibly delicate once they're dry. Oh, there we go. There is, you know what? I don't think I even have any of my alerts on screen. I am so sorry. I do not know. The baking stream is a bit on hold until my back is better because right now standing is still very hard for me. So I can't do that until I'm recovered, which will probably be after I get back from my trip, maybe. We'll just kind of have to play that by ear. I do want to do that for you guys, but yeah. Hi, Shaz. Welcome in. Yeah, I think it's the Twitch API. I have tried everything to make that better, but unfortunately, yeah. I am going on a cruise at the end of May and the first 2 weeks of June we are going to go to Tahiti. My first vacation in like 4 years. So, no, 3 years. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm going to miss my streams though. I'm gonna miss everyone so much. Yeah. I'm hoping to still maybe do the cooking stream in May before I go, but things have to change. Things have to improve quite a bit at the moment. I feel bad for delaying it, but yeah. Like Everset said, health first. Yes. Yeah. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. That is a game I'm not familiar with. It's going to be a great vacation. I am definitely looking forward to it. Okay. So we're just giving it a little veining. If you guys are just joining us, this side, it's really hard to see, but it just gives it a tiny little bit of texture, which you can't really see super well right now, but it will show later when we do the coloring, which is going to be our next step here in just a moment. So what we're doing right now is just thinning out the edges even more. I showed everyone earlier when you, here I can show you guys too. When you're rolling out these petals, you roll them out super, super thin, and you should be able to kind of see the bean boozled through it if you look at it right at the right angle. It's a lot better in person than it is on camera. The camera doesn't pick up that kind of detail. Not quite. So we use a little vodka to dampen the wire. And then we just attach it to the flower petal just like this. Just a very gentle press into the gum paste. Okay. Okay. All right, so we've done some of those. I think, I think we'll do some of the smaller flowers. Yeah, we'll do some of the smaller flowers next. Okay, so for these ones, I'm using these little pearls, which are kind of hard to see. They're floral pearls. And if you've looked at like wedding bouquets or anything like that, it is like there's these little white flowers, and they have the pearl, they put the pearl pin in the center. That's what we're doing. We're gonna make some of those. Is a lot. It might be a little too bright. I can try turning the brightness of the camera down a little bit. Hold on. If I can get to it from here. Let's see. Like it's lagging for me really. That looks like it might be a little bit better. We'll see how that is. The stream I'm watching is super behind. Ah. Oh, now I have to watch a commercial. That's great. All right. Let's try this thickness. So this one we roll thicker. Let's see how this one goes. Hey, hi Alex, welcome in. All right, so this one, a little thick. I should make it a little thinner. This one's a little easier. Yeah, it still looks a little hot. Let me try turning it down a little bit more. Is that better? Okay. Now it's like really dark in here. All right, I'm gonna dip the pearl in flour. Until it's in like that. See that? I keep showing it to the light instead of to the camera. And then I realize, oh yeah, there we go. You can kind of see the pearl in the middle. Yep. We'll color that and that will look really nice when it's done. I'm gonna pinch the back of it a little bit. Might have gotten a little wet. Okay, so we make a bunch of those. This is a little too thick though. I need to roll this out more. Let's try that. This one's a little more trial and error. Oh, right. Hold on. I need to make more pearls. Okay, so let me show you how to do the pearls now. Okay. Okay, so the pearls come double-sided on here. Did I touch? Okay. Okay. So the pearls come double-sided. So you cut them apart in the middle. There we go. We have two. Hold on a second, guys. I was gonna say, I just realized what I'm missing, but I found it. We're good. So this is just floral tape. There's floral tape that is meant for food. So this is a food safe floral tape. And we're going to take a bunch, not that much, fold it in half. Fold it in half again. Fold it in half again. One more time. There it is. Keep losing my scissors, you guys. And we're gonna cut it in half. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it makes it a little easier to work with. Yeah. Now we can unfold it. And now we take a green one, because this one we want to be a little bit more stem-like. And we're going to take the pearl and we're going to attach it to the top. This is one I haven't done in a while. You get used to this too. So you have to stretch, pull, and twist at the same time. Which is a bit of a trick. If you do not stretch your floral tape, that it will not stick. That's what activates its so there we go. So now we have a pearl on the end of the stick, and let's hope that I haven't completely dried this out. I don't think I did. I think I did a pretty decent job. Pop this through the flower again. Pinch the back. But this is the one, these ones are probably the hardest to do because they just want to fall off. And then I bend it like this, and I actually hang it upside down to dry. So that is how it goes. Pull it, twist it, pop it. Exactly, Alex. Just like that. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. This actually is so, like, the prep on something like this is quite a bit. We haven't gotten to everything that I had to prep for it. We'll get there though. All right, we're gonna do another one here. I'm rolling it backwards. Can't do it that way. Hold on. I can only roll one way, you guys. I don't know why. I found that most people can only do this in one direction. Hard because once you've activated the sticky, it wants to stick to your fingers. And then you're trying to spin something sticky. Yeah. There we go. Straight, tight. If it's not tight, you won't be able to get the flower on it. That's the hardest part about these. Otherwise, they're pretty simple. I've made these by hand without the press or anything. But honestly, like, when you have to make a lot of them, the press really comes in handy. And this is something almost anyone can do. The hardest part is getting them on the wires because they really don't want to. And I've had a lot of students struggle with that. Especially if you use even the slightest bit too much liquid, even with the vodka, it just falls right off because the pearl isn't really much bigger than the wire. And so you're making a hole that's about the same size as the pearl, and it just wants to go right through. So, all right. Thanks, Alex, for stopping by. I'm glad you came by. Enjoy college today. I hope your classes go well for you. Put the cup on top of that. Also doing this so you don't squish them. There we go. So there's another pearl one. I'll just show you guys. I'm gonna bend it. I haven't shown you, but I have like a stand that these guys hang on. All right, we're gonna make a few more of those, and then we will make some ivy leaves, which are pretty simple, but we need a lot of those. So yeah, this is just going to be a chill stream. We're gonna make a bunch of these. Getting these started is the hardest part. So you stretch it. You're going to, it's really hard to show on camera, you guys. You wrap and tuck, kind of spin the wrapped part. Oh, realize I wasn't at the end. That's important. Why does this feel like it's not starting right? Oh, that's why. There we go. Wrap, tuck, spin. Wrap, tuck, spin. Normally I go all the way down to the bottom, but for these guys, I don't like to because I don't like to make this any bigger than it needs to be. I want to try to keep okay. They're one of these. We will color these a little bit as well. I like to add a little bit of yellow in the center. You can color them whatever you want in the center, so it just kind of depends on what the occasion is. I also sometimes will make these guys not white. So I've done these for like baby showers, and sometimes they're blue flowers, sometimes they're like pink flowers, sometimes they're yellow flowers. You probably could do it. There's the ones I'm doing are pretty simple flowers. These are all ones that I've taught in my classes to do. So, oh my goodness, thank you for the Extra Life donation. Woohoo! Please tell me you at least can hear it. Yes. Great. There we go. Barkfly! I know who you've been watching. We love our silly shards. He's so silly. Okay. I have taught adults and I have taught kids young as 12. The younger set have a harder time with it, but most adults do okay. The more attention to detail you have, the better off you do. If you want to rush through it, you will likely not do a great job. That's kind of the thing with sugar flowers is I go as fast as I go because I have experience and I can do it. But there's even things that I don't rush and I try to take slow, that a lot of beginner students are trying to rush. People always want to be done with the rolling. They don't want to use as much pressure as it needs. They want to just shove the little pearls in as fast as they can go, and they end up with this massive hole. You know, rushing isn't, there is a certain amount of speed that that requires, but if you really rush things, it's not going to go very well. And that's the biggest thing, is there's people just don't, yeah, they're the perfectionist, the impatient perfectionist is, if you want to be perfect, you can't be fast. It just doesn't go together. I might do a separate like stream for piping demo. I was gonna do them together, but we are not going to get to the piping today, guys. I did not get that stuff prepped, so. It's been a very busy few weeks. I'm still trying to recover from my back issues, so we are just taking it little bits at a time, but this is something I needed to do for a cake for next weekend anyway, so that's what we're doing. This part you definitely want to go slow so that your pearl goes down as straight into the hole as possible, because if it goes like sideways much, you end up with too big of a hole and the flower won't stay on. So we have 6 little flowers now. I'm going to do one more, and since I have the pearl already cut for it, and then we will move on and we'll make some ivy leaves, and then I'm going to show you guys some of the other things that we have. Yeah, I do enjoy baking. I don't hate cooking, but I like baking. I used to do a lot of baking competitions and things like that, in addition to the cake decorating stuff. I actually have a few first place ribbons, being in one of the largest states from the state fair, which I'm pretty proud of. I have my favorite cake flavor ever done, that was one of my award winners, is a spice cake with an apple pie filling, homemade apple pie filling, with a salted caramel buttercream. That's one of the best ones. Okay, we gotta re-roll this. It's getting all dried out. I do like rhubarb. Rhubarb is pretty darn good. Rhubarb is definitely one of those things that not everybody does. Okay. Let's roll this out really quick. Okay. Oops. I was just thinking about that. I was just thinking I probably should dust that again too, so that it doesn't stick. All right. There we go. Silicone, you can stretch really good, and then you can usually get them to come out okay. But yeah, you still have to keep those dusted or they stick just like that. If they stick too good, you just have to rip them out and start over again. Oh, nice. Rhubarb does not grow well in this area, so that is not something I can have. All right, there we go. Okay. So, this one's got one of those in the back too. All right, now we're gonna do some green leaves. So what we're gonna do is, I already made some green, but I don't know if it's, let me see if it's too dry. I don't think so. I think it's okay. I wrapped it up really good last night. There we go. Be okay. We're gonna add some more white to it. Get a little bit more to work with. If it's gonna be green enough. It's still good green. Okay. Gotta warm it back up again. So, when I color stuff, I use a gel color. You do not want to use liquid colors when you're working with gum paste or fondant, because it's liquid, and we talked about using too much liquid with gum paste and fondant earlier. It just makes it a sticky, slimy mess if you use too much. Yes, and this is kind of like Play-Doh. It is a lot like working with Play-Doh. It's just fondant is even more so because fondant doesn't dry out as fast as this stuff. So this is kind of like working with air dry clay in some ways. Some of the air dry clays dry out pretty quick if you're not working with it. This is kind of like that. All right, we're going to split the green, and we're gonna do, just like we did with the petals, we're gonna do with the green. We're gonna start it there. We're gonna push it down into the mold, and then we're going to roll it out. Oh, this one's a nicer one. I might start using the purple one more. And again, we're gonna roll this out really thin. As thin as we can, all the way around. It's colored, so you can't see through it like you can with the white, but it's gonna be the same thickness. Yeah, Mint's been posting some pretty amazing recipes in my Discord. If you guys are not in my Discord, you should definitely join and go check out the food channel. There's some pretty darn good recipes in there. There's a few I still want to try because they got posted when my back was still out. And now that I'm doing better, I would really like to try them. But I have not had the chance. Oops. Okay. Okay. Nope. All that. It happens. It ripped. I have tried some of them. I tried some of the first ones that you posted. I'm trying to remember which ones. I can't look at it right now. But the last few you posted, I haven't had a chance to try. I think there's like a few. There's a couple I can't because I can't. I haven't figured out substitutes for some of the ingredients yet, but Okay, let's try this again. This might be a little too dry. I might have to start with fresh stuff. Feeling a little dry. I thought maybe moving some of the white into it would make it better, but we'll see. Should be okay. Let's try this. Yep. Okay, for this one, we use this one. The top here, and I line it up, and we press this down for some veining. I don't know if you can see. If I get it in the right angle. Some of the veining. And then what I do for this one, we're gonna curl one under, curl this one a little bit, maybe lift this one and twist it a bit. So just to give it some movement. Because flat leaves don't look natural. Yeah, I'm gonna start over with this. We're gonna toss that. It's just too dry. It's too dry. So we'll start over. Yeah. Yep. This stuff dries out. Like I said, it dries out really fast. You can add like some like Crisco or something to it to try to like give it that stretchiness again. But it's never the same. And I would rather, if I have the, I'd just rather start over. It works so much better. So we're gonna do a little bit of green, and honestly, it's like, that's as much green as I probably need. And then I just wipe it into here. You just take like a tiny little bit of a toothpick, and you just, yours are sticky, and you just dip it into it. Maybe a little bit more. This is where your fingers start getting fun colors. Bye, LND. I hope you enjoyed it while you were here. You're amazing and I love you. That looks like it's good. All right, so now we got a good green color. The trick with coloring things is you start with a tiny, like I showed you, the tiniest little bit. And then if you need to, you add a tiny little bit more. You can always add more color. You cannot take it out once you've added it. And people are always asking me, well, can't I just add more white gum paste or whatever to it? And you can, but it requires so much more gum paste than you would expect in order to thin out the color. That you're way, way, way better off just starting out slow and adding small bits at a time than you are trying to use the color later. Hold on one second, guys. I just had to rearrange things a little bit. Then I kicked my desk. Okay. So once again, we'll go do some more of the leaf. Oh yeah, this is much nicer to work with. Texture is everything with this stuff. This is where I tend to have more problems than anything. And you can bend these back. You have to be careful not to bend them too far because they will crack. And once they crack up there, you can't fix it. This one I was able to roll pretty thin on here. Woo! Okay, it's sticking. Part of the reason why I'm constantly picking it up and moving it and then rolling it and picking it up and moving it is making sure that it's not sticking to the surface. This is a silicone mat, so that helps, but it's still, this stuff is so thin, it just sticks. It just sticks. So you just have to always be constantly adjusting it and moving it. There we go. You know what I didn't do on the last one, but I should have? I'm gonna do on this one, just like our petals and everything else, we're gonna thin out the edges. I should have done that on that last one, but I didn't. Okay. It also gives us, it makes the petals also slightly larger. I'm not looking to wrinkle this one as much. We don't want it to be too ruffly because it's not a flower, but it does help give it movement. Vein it a little bit. These guys end up having a larger back on them. And then I do the same thing. We'll give it a little curl. I try to curl them differently so that no two leaves are exactly the same. Oh. L&D is awesome. If you guys are not following her, you should be. She also does cooking streams, in addition to lots of cozy Stardew and Link and all kinds of other things. Quite like her streams. They're always chill and enjoyable. And she sings. Okay. There. Hold on, guys. Here we go. It wants to stick more to that purple one than it did to the green one. But the purple one has a much deeper, which is, I'm not sure if that's an advantage for this particular leaf, but there we go. There we go. Got a little defect on it, but that'll be fine. This will be fine. go. There we go. Yep, defects are fine because most leaves are not perfect. So, but by the time we thin it out, add the veining and everything, you don't actually see any of that. All right. Okay. I'm gonna do a couple more of those because I want to be able to use up the green that I have. I wonder. I'm gonna try to make a couple of larger leaves to go with our lily because I did not make any the other night. And I would really like to have some larger leaves. I don't know that they're going to be done for me to color for you guys today, but that's okay. We're gonna make them anyway because we need them. All right, so we're just gonna roll this out. My daughter has decided to join the world. Sugar Flowers is today. It is today. I know. I meant to do like an announcement and like a poster, and you guys, I have been so tired. I just have not. I didn't do any of the things, so it's fine. We're gonna use the leaf thing, but we're gonna modify it a little bit. I'm gonna use the cutter. I just want to cut the sides. There we go. I want to bring the flower or the leaf more to a point than it does with the flower. There we go. Bot is napping. Yeah, it has been. It wakes up eventually. But yeah. All right. We're going to vein this one just like the leaves. Because on this particular flower, sorry, just like the petals, because on this particular flower, the petals are actually modified leaves. Yeah, it's a botany thing. What can I say? So what happens when you're married to a biology professor? Although I did take botany in college too. So, you know. All right, we're gonna thin out the edges just like we do with the petals. There we go. All right. And then instead of using a white one like we did with the petals, we're going to use the green one. we go. All right, and I'm gonna put this over here, let it dry. There we go. I think that'll be okay. Okay. All right, we're about halfway through our stream. So, okay, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more ivy leaf because I have a tiny little bit left, and I think I have enough just for an ivy leaf, and it'll be perfect, and then I can toss the rest. Perfect. All right. There we go. There we go. I could get another leaf out of that, or two, actually. There we go. Right. I'm gonna go ahead and add the wire, and then I will vein it. It'll be fine. Okay. Keep trying to bring it where I can see it, but then you guys can't, and it's fine. This one, the wire's poking through a little bit, but that's gonna be okay. It'll be okay. When we color it, you probably won't even see. Hello, Lady Geek. We are making sugar flowers today. This was was a channel point redemption that my my community unlocked. So we are doing sugar flowers today. I'm gonna make, I think, one more ivy. One more. I keep saying one more. We're gonna do one more. So, and then we're gonna start coloring, which is always the fun part. And we'll start actually putting together our other flower. Okay. Our ivy. Okay, we'll toss that. We're gonna thin out the edges here. It's kind of like outlining with a pen. And you just have to go over it so that it's smooth enough. But you're not like ripping any of the sugar. So that's always the tricky part with this. All right. All right. Bend the leaf a little bit. There we go. All right. Oh, I can let that dry. There we go. All right, we'll put it over there. Right there. That'll work. Perfect. Okay, so now let's get to, let me move some stuff around, clear out some space. I will show you guys, I'll show you how we do the colors. I have done chocolate mold stuff in the past. I don't do a ton with it. I usually, most of the stuff I do, I make by hand. These flowers are pretty simple. These are just some of the ones that I would teach my classes. So, all right, let me put the sugar paste away. I used to do this for a living, which is sort of how I got my name. But I haven't done this for a while. I stopped about almost 5 years ago. At least doing it for a living. Give me a second, guys. I need to grab myself another brush. I will be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Chocolate. There's powdered sugar everywhere, you guys. It's fine. Yes. Cake decorating and making can be very expensive. That is something that people don't realize. They're like, how much does it really cost you to make that cake? Well, why can't you just, why are they so expensive? It's actually it can be quite pricey. It is not cheap. Sorry, I have a lot of brushes here, guys. Where's some pink? We've got some greens here. Yellow. I have a few different greens. I think that's gonna be good. Oh yeah, not to mention the hours, right? There's a reason why wedding cakes and things are expensive. Plus you're also paying for the hours and hours of practice and training that people do go through in order to be able to do the things that they do. It's not easy or quick to learn how to do this stuff. Okay, I'm gonna pull out some colors here, guys. I have 3 different colors. I probably have several $1,000s invested in equipment alone. It's pretty crazy. That's like a shiny yellow. Super gold. I might add a little gold. I might play around with some gold. I don't know if I want a super gold. It's a 50th wedding anniversary. I'm trying to decide now. I want it to be pretty I want it to be pretty close to realistic. We want it pretty natural, so There. I might add a little okay. Oh wait, where's the brown? Okay, that should be a good start. I think that'll be a good start. All right, so I use a paint tray, just like a lot of other artists and things like that. Sorry, I'm going back and reading your. I'm a can do everything person. I like to think I can at least. But anyone can do anything if they set their mind to it. I've only been baking cakes and decorating. Exactly. Yes, it is a. You never stop learning. Honestly, even the best cake decorators in the world, don't stop. Are still doing what they do. This is not a thing where you take a class and you're done learning by any means. Okay, let's do some here. Like I said, I taught cake decorating for 10 years. And during that time, I took multiple classes. I entered several different competitions and got to speak with judges from like Food Network and things like that. So I learned a lot just through those processes. No, I won't do any sugar water. This will all be straight up. Wait, did I do that one? I did that one already. This will all be straight up just dusted on with a paintbrush. You can. I have done it as a painting, but when I do flowers, I want them to blend more, and I found that it's better to just leave it in the powdered form. All right, so there's my palette for this project. We'll do some mixing and stuff, of course, in the middle. Okay. Start with something simple. We'll start with the ivy leaves. Generally for the ivy leaves, I'm gonna start with a darker, and I try to highlight some of the veining. I haven't done this for a while, guys. We do the lighter on the edges. This is kind of a thing where honestly, I could sit and probably for hours do a single petal. You can mess with these forever. And you just kind of end up layering on colors. I'm just gonna, the lines are a little too dark, so I just dust over them. I generally add a little bit of brown to the base. Maybe in a couple of spots. I didn't bring any white. you go back and forth on the veining, you'll highlight some of the veining that's already there. Starting to pull out a little bit. And you don't want to neglect the back. Generally, I do the back as a dark. Yes, this is hard. This sugar, you can't hear it, I don't think. Can you hear that at all? Is hard. This is from the other day. I made these all ahead of time. The backs I don't worry about trying to make like nice or perfect. Like I was saying earlier, unless I'm doing it as a competition, the backs I just try to make dark because they won't, you're not going to see them for the most part. I always try to arrange it so that you're only looking at the front sides of them. So I make them dark. So just in case you do see it, I'm going to change paintbrushes here real quick. Just in case you do see it, it stands out. I kind of want to see what it would look like with a little bit of a gold edge on this. Yeah, these get really hard and they're also very, very fragile. So want to be extra careful. Don't want that much gold. Here we go. Grab this one. You guys probably won't even be able to see this. Again. No, you're fine. You're fine. I always welcome conversation. I even like backseat gamers. Unless I specifically have a no gaming backseat gaming tag, everybody is welcome. That's just a little shine. I quite like that. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's really hard to show, like the color detail on camera. No matter how good of a camera you have, it's never the same as in person. Hold on a second. I'm gonna look and see if I have a large. I do. Sometimes I like to just do a little dust off. There we go. That looks pretty good. Hi, Mint. Yes. Yeah, the little bit of shimmer. So perfect. All right. So I have a couple of those to do. We'll go ahead and do a couple more, and then we'll move on to the flower, which we are going to put together for today, like our main flower. So I'm kind of going through these guys pretty quickly. These are the ones I have to make a lot of. I'm not worrying about being perfect with these guys. This isn't a particular type of ivy. It's just ivy. We're gonna do again, the light around the edges, blend it in. Come back with a little brown. This is actually for my parents. It's their 50th wedding anniversary. So I'm doing it for them. I do not take paid customers anymore. My license is expired. So I didn't renew it because I don't work actively anymore. Yeah. I used to work, I used to do this on a regular basis. I did have a cake business, and I did it for real paying customers for a long time. Oops, I just broke the end of this one. Okay. You have to be really careful with these guys. They're so delicate. I can probably still save this one if I'm careful. There we go. Okay. Start the back on this one. It is a huge milestone. Yep. So they're doing a little bit of a party, and they asked me if I would do the cake for them. So can't say no. Can't say no to that. Sorry guys, this is the part that takes a little bit more concentration. So if I'm not talking as much, I apologize. Usually I can just do stuff and talk and talk and talk. But sometimes I'm just focusing on what I'm doing. And you can see how colored my hands get by the time I'm done with this. And I don't do this the same way every time. No two flowers are the same. So I don't worry about that everything being the same either. So we're gonna add a little gold for the 50th. Give it a little shimmer, make them a little special. There we go. I think I color me more than I color the flowers. Okay, so those are our ivy leaves for today done, I think. Hi, Mandels. Hi. I need to quickly wash my hands before we start working with the white petals because obvious reasons. I will be right back, guys. All right, guys. Okay, so let me. All right, so thank you, Mandels. All right, guys. So I just quickly pulled up some hi, Lady Geek. So these are going to be sort of stargazer lilies. Oh, let me grab them really quick, guys. Smaller or large? Those are two. That's one. Why is it so hard to tell the difference now? Okay, so those two are the same size. That looks bigger than those. Yeah, oops. Oh no. No. Okay, there's three small. Too big. Okay. Darn it. Hold on a second, guys. I was trying to like look at my petals and I changed the screen. Oh my goodness. Now I can't see my chat. Hold on. Okay, there. Sorry, my tablet. I changed I changed my tablet. Okay, so these are not quite fully dry yet, but that's okay. We're gonna make this work. Which ones do I have for the green ones away so I don't use those? Okay, so these are kind of gonna be stargazer lilies. They're inspired by stargazer lilies. They're not gonna be fully stargazers, but that's okay. So what we're gonna do for these is we're gonna start, the base is gonna be a yellow. I probably need a larger paintbrush for this, hold on. This one should be good. There we go, that's better. We're gonna start kind of a yellow base. And then it's gonna go up into a pink. We don't wanna do too much. Oh, other thing I wanna do, I don't even know if this is working, let's see. So this is a food safe pen. And I'm using this to make the dots on the lily. I like to do that. There we go. Now you can see them. Yeah, these are like super delicate. So I always make extras. I always make extras. So we're gonna just dust the center here. And this is another one that's like easy does it. Just layer on color very slowly. I want this one to be really light. They're not isomalt. This is called, these are gum paste. It's a sugar paste. Isomalt would be more clear. I do work with isomalt. I mean, you can color it, but I usually do like jewels and stuff out of isomalt if I'm gonna do that. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do for these also, we're just gonna blend it out. I'm going to grab our gold and I'm gonna add gold to the center part and make this yellow a little bit more of a gold. A little bit glittery. Here we go. My hands are a little wet still, so it's okay. I think that's good for now. I'll see what it looks like once they're all together, and I might add more colors. I don't want to do too much. I want it to be more neutral. They want these to be more white than color, so. Yeah, I used to teach this flower also in class because it's a relatively easy one to make that looks super impressive when it's all done. These ones aren't quite all the way dry, so I'm trying to be really careful with them. You really want to give them, I usually give like 48 hours of dry time, and I don't think they've even had 24 yet. So, yeah. And just like regular flowers, the color should be darker towards the base and lighter out towards the top of the petal. Brushing. All right. Go. All right, last one of the small ones. So there's like 3 smaller petals that are in the middle, and then there's 3 outer petals. So these are the 3 smaller ones. So there's 6 altogether for each flower. And I still have to also wrap them, which I will do as soon as I finish coloring. Sometimes I do it before I color because if I'm gonna break them, it's usually when I'm adding the tape, the floral tape. But I didn't this time because I kind of didn't think about it in time, so it's fine. That's when we start holding our breath and hope for the best. Honestly. Yep, we hold our breath and hope for the best. Sometimes that's just the way it is. Yep. Okay, so those are the smaller ones. We're basically going to do the same thing. These are just larger versions. So these ones, These ones are a little bit older. You won't really see the bottoms as much. I'll carry the color up a little bit higher. Hi, Kissy. Yep, we have a lot of lurkers. I think there's a large group of people that are playing Stardew Valley and watching me at the moment. I hear my daughter in her rooms wheeling with her friends. I'm going to do a little bit more pink on these and spread it out a little bit more. Add a little bit, I think I want to add a little bit of this orange, maybe. The bottom. There we go, that looks good. Sometimes this is just about doing what you think looks right. I'm going with it. Am I gonna time lapse this into a YouTube video? I hadn't really thought about it. I could. I don't know if it would make a very good time lapse though. Maybe if I edited it down, I might be able to. All right, so there's that one. Okay, next. I didn't want to show you guys how much color I have on my elbows right now because I keep putting my paintbrushes down where and then rubbing my arms in it. Fine. They are up right now. Oh, but the overlay is not on. You would get the sound, but you wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get the squirrels. Yeah. I don't think I have any of my alerts on over this at the moment. I kind of just forgot about them, honestly. Trying to get this stream together and get all the cameras set up right. And I was trying to get the face camera to work, but there's a reason why the face cam turned into a dog cam is because it's kind of got some messed up colors on it and it doesn't work very well as a face cam. So yeah. Oh, I forgot the brown dots. That's what I forgot. Okay, you can put the dots on after the color. I just don't like to because it ruins the pen more because it picks up little bits of the color that we just put down. And if you do it first, it doesn't do that. So not too bad. That looks pretty good. Okay. That's one more to go, and we are done, and we can start putting the flower together. Yeah, and they are edible. It is all sugar, but most people don't find gum paste to be pleasant, especially once it's dried. It's kind of hard and crunchy, and yeah, it's not as fun as you'd think it would be to eat. Kids eat it, but adults don't tend to like it. So I was gonna make roses and stuff too, which is a little bit more hands-on. But she didn't want roses in the cake, so I'm focusing on the things that they wanted. So yeah. I just took this opportunity to do the stream. I might do another one another time with other. I did it again. Darn it. And this is a food safe pen. It's a food writer specifically for writing on food. So if anybody ever asks, it's not a marker. So, yeah, that is what that is. Bring this down a little bit. Grab a little of that orange. Darken this area. Okay. Something I didn't do that I do like to do is I add a little bit of green at the very base here. Just a bit. Because it helps it blend in. When you add the green. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of green to the base of all of them. And then we're gonna clean up again and start putting this together. Oh, I didn't put gold on that last one, did I? Okay. I'll go back and do that in a second. Just a little bit. It's not a lot of green, but it makes a difference when you put it together. It just adds that little extra touch of realism when you have a center. Oops, too much. Okay. Nothing in nature is perfect either, so blend it out a little bit more. There we go. What's that last one? Not that one. This one. Where's my gold one? Here it is. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, let me clean this stuff up really quick. Got a room, guys. All right. Move the paintbrushes out of the way again. I'm gonna move this too. So if the dark background is gonna be better or worse, but we're gonna, here. Hopefully it's not too shiny. There's a little bit of shine, but it's not too bad. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is similar to what we did before. Decide if I want to do it with a cut one or if I'm gonna do it with a long one. Oh yeah. Yep, I've done entire bouquets. I've done entire wedding cakes that were multi-tiered with flowers all over them. So, yep. All right, so what we're gonna do is, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap all of these with tape. And what we want to do, I always start it about that long and then slide it up. So it's right up next to the petal. All right, and then we're going to go all the way down. And I might actually cut this off. Hold on. I'm gonna make this a little shorter. We don't need it to be this long. All right. So now it has a green. Do that for all of them. I'm gonna go ahead and shorten this one before I go, and hopefully without cutting myself. Started a little low. Get it started. Getting it started is always the hardest part. And before you go too far, you slide it up. I'm trying to do this where you can see it, but I'm also trying to not hit anything with it. So, and they do flop around on these thin wires. So it spin while I do it. That's fine. It's more important for it to not break than for you to see what I'm doing. There we go. There's a Pokemon in chat. Yeah, I have broken them. I've broken them after I put them together. It's why I always have extra petals. When I make them, I always make extra petals of both sizes. So that way, if disaster strikes, because it always does, there's always something that breaks. These things are so fragile. I cannot tell you how fragile these things are. And so it always ends up being that something breaks. So I'm trying really hard not to break some, but I do have extras. So if something happens, we just color another one and we keep going, guys. That is the way this works. This wire is a little floppier than what I'm used to using too, so. My dog is snoring. Sorry, I don't have dog cam on this view either, guys, but. He probably sounds like my dad when he snores. He sounds like my dad. It's pretty funny. All right, so we got 3 done. Now, those are the 3 small ones. Now we're gonna do the larger ones. I'm also gonna cut these down though. That might have been a little short, but that's okay. Okay. Ah, cute. Puppies. We love puppies around here. Puppies are great. I'm a kitty person myself. I mean, dogs are good. Puppies are great. I love my kitties. Yep. I have to restart it. Okay. Yeah. Boop. Don't drop it. Don't drop a cake. These ones are a little harder to twist. I think this wire is not the right standard gauge. Like, I bought the right gauge wire, but I'm not sure that what they were selling is the right gauge wire. I feel like this is way thinner than what I usually use, but it's okay. We're going to manage. Yeah. I know most, it's funny. I know a lot of guys who are not cat people, and then their wife wants a cat, and they get a cat, and then the cat loves the dude, and then the dude becomes a cat person. No, it just happens. And then the wife's mad because the cat likes the guy. And she was the reason why they have the cat. It's fine. Cats find non-cat people, and then they attach themselves to the non-cat people, and then the non-cat people become cat people. It's just the way it works. Okay. There we go. One more. I don't think this is enough for that last one. Okay. I don't think that's enough. We're going to need more anyway. Okay. I'll use the full size one when we start putting the flower together. But when I'm working with thin little wires like this, I find that using half size is much easier. And it makes the tape last longer, although honestly, tape is super inexpensive usually, and it lasts quite a while anyway. So, and it does not matter that it's not like if you look at it, this is just not, it's not pretty, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be. All right, last one. go. Does the tape taste like anything? No. The tape is not edible. The tape is not edible. The wires are not edible. The petals themselves, technically edible. All of the coloring I use is food safe coloring. The petals themselves are a sugar gum paste and is edible. The wires and the tape are not edible. We're gonna call that good enough. We're gonna call that good enough. Just about at the end. There we go. Okay, now we need to work on the center of the flower, which we're gonna use a pre-made center, and we're just going to make it so I'm gonna bend out, oh guys, except for the center one. We're going to wire this onto a green wire, just like we did with the pearl centers. I want the fatter side of this one. These are a lot faster and easier to spin on. The pearl centers, the flowers for the pearls, those are fillers, so those are going to be part of the bouquet. So when I put this together, there'll be the flower, there'll be some ivy sprigs, there'll be those other little flowers, and that will be the topper of the cake. It's going to be some of these flowers, some of the other little flowers. I'm going to try to color some of the little flowers before we're done today as well. So there's the center of the flower. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start adding petals onto the center of this. So we start with the small petal. And I'm going to Yep, we're making this for my parents for their anniversary cake. So and what we want to do is we want to tape this all the way down. And this helps when we're done, it'll help make a nice fat stem that'll be an appropriate size for the flower. I might be able to do the last two at a time here. Try. Quick loop on the first one. So we set it in a tray like that. Bam. Okay. That's all 3 on. It's starting to look like a flower. All right, we just need to grab some more tape. I'm just gonna switch over and start using the full-size tape now. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna line up the next ones are gonna be on the between these ones. Sorry guys, trying to do this under the camera and being able to see what I'm doing is a little trickier. I'm also trying really hard not to hit it on anything, and there's a lot of stuff to hit it on under here. Guys. Yeah, I'm trying to be really careful that I don't break it now. So you're not gonna see me fully doing this part. Whoop. Okay, that's fine. Go. All right. We're going to go ahead and put the last 2 on now. That's our flower here. Again, I can't do this under the camera, guys. Sorry. I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Also trying really hard not to break any of these petals because I don't want to take it all apart again. I know, I'm quite liking this music. It's nice. Jazzy. All right, guys. So, put it together. Let me try to rotate all the petals into place. So there is our flower. So yeah, it'll probably sit on a cake similar to that, which you can't see because haha, now it's laying down. So that is flowers. Okay, so then I'll show you, we'll put one of our ivy sprigs together. And then I'll check and see if anything else is dry yet. To be able to do like any of the pearl flowers. I don't know that we're going to be able to do those today, guys, but we'll see. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that one. I probably should have done that last as my, you know, like big ending. I wanted to be able to get together enough to like put a whole bouquet together, but I couldn't get enough done ahead of time. It took me several hours to just get everything together yesterday. So yeah, so we'll see what we can do. All right, so just like the petals, same on these. You need to get it started. Oop, I think I went down too far. I got a little too excited. Hold on. There we go. So you start it low and then you slide it up. And it just gives the stem, it's more finished. It's a little thicker. It looks better when it's all done. It's all put together. So why we wrap it. You don't, it just doesn't look, looks like it's missing something. Maybe that's just me because I've been doing this for so long. I don't know. But these wires are just too skinny to be left alone. I almost feel like I want to wrap it twice just to give it more thickness, but I'm not going to. That one. But yeah, if you look, when they're slightly different color, and two, this one's just a little more matte and this one's a little shinier, skinnier, and it just looks a little less, looks more wiry, I guess. I don't know how else to describe that. Sunday, next Sunday is the party. So I will be doing a lot more sugar flowers this week. In addition to baking the cake. Which is going to be a marble cake with raspberry filling and an almond buttercream. So, you know, if anybody wants to know what the cake's going to be, that's the cake. It's a 2-tier cake. So, pretty simple. Just a nice, elegant cake with the sugar flowers on it. The sugar flowers are enough work. Real simple piping work. It won't be anything. All right. So then for Ivy, yeah. It would be, cakes are very boring though. Putting it together, like the decorating part would be okay, but like the baking part is very boring. So Ivy kind of goes staggered. So we're going to do, one Ivy leaf a little further down. And then we're just going to twist it on with the wire. See, the baking part is like 15 minutes and then 2 hours of waiting for it to come out of the oven. It's just boring. That. And then the next one goes down a little further. And then I'm out of stuff. Two hours of Obsidio in between. Well, the problem is I can't play Obsidio and stream from my kitchen off the same computer. So I would have to stop the stream, set it all up in here, start it again, play Obsidio, stop the stream, go into the other room, start the stream on the other computer. Like, it just wouldn't work very well. So Yeah. All right. So now we have like one little sprig of ivy. So obviously I need a lot of ivy to be able to do anything with. So here's one of our pearl flowers from earlier. I think what I'm going to do for these guys, I'm just going to put our gold in the center. Let's see if this one's, it's still pretty wet, so I'm trying to be careful. But there we go. So that's like a little, just a little pearl with some gold in the middle. And then what I'll do is, I'll add that into with the ivy, and wrap that in here. So I probably would have added this one up a little higher. Yeah. Unfortunately, because of where my kitchen is, I can't stream from this computer. I have to stream from my laptop. So I think that's going to be really tricky. Just gonna. So usually if I'm gonna add like flowers like this into my ivy sprigs, I'll wire a bunch of flowers together and then wire the flowers to this at the flowers just at different heights, and then just kind of bend them around to where I want them. But there's like an example, and then we might put that here with our flower. So yeah, that's kind of what that might look like. We have to make a lot of these to kind of fill in around and behind the flowers, but that's what, yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, looking good. Okay, let me see if, no. So I made one of these earlier. It is not nearly dry enough to be able to do any coloring with. But what I will likely do is add this in, a couple of leaves like this, done similarly to how I did the ivy, just with like a dark center with the lighter kind of going around the outside. I'll probably make a few more of those. And add that in. It just helps to have the nice like greenery, the petals like you might see with that. And yeah, so it's just a lot more of making a lot of those little things. When the petals that we did today dry, I'll be able to make another flower. I think I'm just gonna have one large flower in each. And then so I have a large flower in the center, and then we'll have just ivy and other flowers kind of filling in around it. And that will be like the top of the cake. And then I'm going to do another one to go down the side of the cake next to on the second layer. So I will probably post a picture of the finished cake when we're all done. I'll post a picture of it next week after the party, so you guys can see what it looks like all put together, so you can see like what all of this effort ended up looking like on the finished cake, because it's hard to describe exactly how to put it all together. So yeah, so that's kind of it for this stream. We're just We're almost at the 3-hour mark, which is pretty darn good. For this, I would love to have made some more flowers and stuff and had them ahead of time. But I think you guys got a pretty good idea of some of the sugar flowers I do and how it all comes together. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this day. I know I had a great time being here with you guys, reading all your comments and everything. And I have done some jewelry. I did snakeskin jewelry or snake shed jewelry, different pendants and stuff like that. It's the Naked Snack. Coffee. Thank you for the caffeinate, lady. That's the last of my coffee. It's time for me to get more. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. I hope you guys had a good time. I will be planning the baking stream. My thought for the baking stream was maybe to do Ebelskever. That one I thought would be really fun. It's sort of a baking / cooking stream. I'm not sure if that counts as baking, but that was what I was thinking. I really have been wanting to do Ebelskever. So good. Yes, all the caffeine. Thank you guys so much. I love you all. We're gonna find somebody amazing to raid. If I can do. No, I know who we're gonna go see. We are gonna go see. I can't do meringue. Mint. I'm very allergic to eggs, so meringue is a really hard thing for me to do. So yeah. I know who we're gonna go raid. So if you guys would stick around for the raid, here are our raid messages. Make sure and give those a quick copy. And give them love from me. I love you guys. I will see you all later.